and welcome back to the U-Man channel. My name is Oliver, and today we're going to be doing a VR to the Cerveza Bug 10 question challenge. Let me get that out of the way there. Let's see now. I received this challenge from a friend I made last year while picking up my son from Colorado after he got out of the Army. We decided to take a long way home on roads less traveled and ended up calling it the R-Syndicate Across America tour. Along our 5,000-mile detour, we met a bunch of people that I had only known from interacting with on YouTube and the prepper community and some of the other social media sites. I thought it'd be fun and long overdue to put some faces to the names. And we ended up meeting some really great people. One of those really great people was Rob Painless, who lives in West Texas. He invited me to stop by while we were passing through that way, and I had the pleasure of spending a day with Rob and some of his friends. He invited us to stay at his RV park where we spent the night, and we were there, and he took us around to meet some other really great people. And yesterday, Rob contacted me and asked me to do a VR to the Cerveza Bug 10 question challenge. This isn't the kind of video I usually do, but I figured that would be an additional part of the challenge for me. So I'm going to take this in pieces and we'll get started in just a second. First question we got on the list was, how many rolls of TP do you have? I saw a video many years ago about things most forgotten by preppers. At the time, I was still new to things, and everybody was focused on the self-protection, the food, water, shelter items, but not much beyond that. And then I saw this video about most forgotten items, and one of the things that was on there was toilet paper, of all things, as well as hygiene products, feminine hygiene products, medicine. So I started going down that line a little bit and started preparing for those types of things. That's the actual number I have. I really don't know. All I know is that I've probably got enough to get us through over a year with what I have on hand and what I typically keep on hand for my business. Question number 2 is, what has been your biggest change since the lockdown? My biggest change has really been getting used to slowing down the pace of my life during this quarantine. Most of my life I've been working 10+ hour days, 5-6 days a week, always running behind on everything, trying to get everything done, and now I find myself looking for things to do and filling my days with busy work. During this time, I find myself just finding little projects to do. I've been taking the time to inventory my stuff, reorganize some things, and just finding fun little projects and learning how to do new things. Been spending a lot more time watching YouTube, that's for sure, and there's a lot of good educational stuff out there. So that's probably been my biggest change. Third question, what are you most grateful for? I'm going to answer that in the context of this discussion, and I'd have to say that the thing I'm most grateful for is that I started discovering this prepper community about 8 years ago, and I had all kinds of thoughts and ideas floating around in my head, and it kind of brought things together when I started listening to these other creators. It was kind of an overwhelming realization when that all came together, and I figured out what I needed to do to prepare myself and my family for any possible situation. So instead of freaking out and trying to get it all done at once, I decided the easiest way to eat a cow is one piece at a time. So I put together a plan, I set some goals, and started building from there. First it was, okay, what do I need for my 30-day goal. Then what do I need for a 60 to 90-day goal? Then 6 months and a year and so on. So getting all the support, advice, and encouragement from all these other creators out here, it really helped me put things together and get to where I am. And that makes me grateful that I don't have the level of fear and anxiety that I see in so many people around here right now. Just knowing that you got this covered is a great feeling. Question number 4. What have you gone without lately? I have not physically gone without anything during this whole pandemic or quarantation, except for a steady income, which is something I think that just about every one of us has been affected by. I've been preparing for something for years. What exactly that was, I was never really sure, but because I planned for so many possibilities, it seems to be working out pretty well. There are a few things that, however, I have chosen to go without. I have chosen to go outside without a mask. I have chosen to go without gloves. I have chosen not to stay at home. And most importantly, I have chosen to go without fear. Question 5. Who are you most grateful for? Since on the list Rob sent me, this was a duplicate question, I changed what are you most grateful for to who am I most grateful for? And the answer to that is most importantly, and who I am most grateful for is my family. I'm grateful that the timing of this whole thing made it so that my kids were all home from school with me and that I don't have to worry about them being stuck hundreds of miles away from home at school. The other thing I'm grateful for, or the other who is not really a who, but it's basically this entire community. Just having the support of the community and having people to talk to and bounce ideas off of or hear their ideas, I think has made it a lot more bearable throughout this situation. It's kind of like a grounding rod of sanity. Lets us know that there's other people out there thinking like we do, that we're not alone, and that people are having the same problems and dealing with the same issues. So I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for all of you guys out there for what you do and for listening to what I have to say as well. Number 6, what are you missing most? Well, other than constantly being busy, I'm not really missing anything. I'm doing the same things I always do in my free time, so that hasn't changed any. The only thing that I really miss is the feeling of knowing that I may not be able to go out and do whatever it is that I want when I want. Even though I may not have done those things in the past, I always had the option of doing it without being hassled or having it be a problem. All right, we've got the 7th question stretch. And question number 7 is, when was the last time you were at a campsite? Well, this is a really good question coming from Rob, since his place was one of the last campsites I was at. As I said, back in October of last year, when we were doing our tour around the country, we stopped at Rob's RV park, and we did that whole R-Syndicate Across America tour, and we were hoping to do another one again this spring. Plans were that we were going to go down to Ohio to visit Kaz from the Fourth Dimension channel, and Roger from Detroit Preppin' was going to join me. We were going to do a little tour and maybe make some stops in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Southern Illinois. But with everything going on right now and the fallout that we're going to see from the shutdown, I don't think that's going to be possible now. I would still like to do a little spring outing, maybe in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. If anybody's interested, that might be a fun little break from all this stuff, and get together at a campground over a weekend and have a few beers and share some stories. Question number 8. what is your favorite quarantine food? Well, I really don't have a favorite quarantine food because we haven't changed our diets at all since this started. We don't typically eat out much. Um, I was excited to get the grill fixed a couple weekends ago when the weather was nice enough and not raining and not freezing cold anymore. So it's nice to be able to go home after work and throw a burger and some dogs on the grill and make a quick dinner. Uh, Hopefully next weekend things will get a little nicer yet, and I'm planning on getting the smoker ready for the season. Maybe smoke some ribs and chicken and other stuff there, and have some good summertime food going again. Question number 9, coming down the home stretch here. How are you exercising and working out? Well, I'm not a big exercise working out guy. I run around enough and do enough stuff all day long at work that I really don't have the energy to go out and go jogging or go to the gym or anything like that. I mean, what I do keeps me in pretty good shape as it is, so nothing really much changed there. Just keeping busy with projects and trying not to become sedentary. All right, question number 10, and I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I'm going to mix up the number 10 and bonus questions that Rob sent me and make my number 10 question, what has been or will be your pandemic panic purchase? I really don't have a panic purchase that I've made or plan on making. I've got a list of things that I've had on the to-do list or the to-get list, and I've reprioritized a few of those things and accelerated the purchase of those, which I don't really think constitutes panic purchasing. Because I got a plan and I got some goals set, there really isn't a need to do any type of panic purchasing. I have taken the opportunity to stock up on some additional items as far as self-defense, food, and water capabilities. Stocked up on some firewood and got some stuff split in case we need that for the winter next year. But other than that, everything is pretty much status quo here. All right, and now we're going to end this with the bonus question. And that is, who are you choosing to challenge Pick 5 channels? Well, since Rob and I run around in a lot of the same circles of channels here, he's already challenged some of the guys that would have been on top of my list of channels to challenge. So I'm going to throw out a bigger list of channels that I'd like to see a response from and hear their opinions and thoughts on, and they may overlap a bit. First, I'd like to challenge my friends that helped form the R-Syndicate. For those of you who may not know what the R-Syndicate is, it's a website that John at the Prepared Mind, Kaz at Fourth Dimension, Vaughn at Backcountry Preps, and I started about a year ago. It's a creator directory of preppers, homesteading people, outdoors, camping, patriot, firearm, pro 2A, survival, and alternate news channels. We started this because a lot of channels were having problems with being banned and shadow banned and so on. So we thought it'd be a good idea to put a directory together which gives you a list of all these channels and multiple platforms that they publish on. So if, for example, they were to get banned on YouTube, you can go find their section on the creators pages and click on their BitChute link, or find them on Facebook or any of these other platforms. If you haven't been there, I encourage you guys all to check it out and bookmark it. I'll leave a link in the comments below. And then, in addition to those guys, I'd also like to challenge all the supporters and followers involved with the R-Syndicate. Guys like Roger at Detroit Preppin', Zombie Farmer, Chris at Translogics, Aaron and T at the Real Aaron T Scott channel. And I'd like to get some of the ladies involved too. See all us guys out here talking all the time, so I'd like to hear from Jolene, the Prepared Mother, or Robin G, or Nikki, or any of the other people that we always run into out here in YouTube land. And I think I may have mentioned a couple that Rob already challenged, but I'll throw a Wayne G and a Steve at Corsair Trainers out again as well, so consider yourselves doubly challenged. Wait, that didn't sound right. So anyway, the other thing that I'll do is that I will create a post on the R-Syndicate website. And what I'll do is I'll post the title as this Cerveza Bug 10 question challenge, and I'll put links to all the VRs that people make. So if you make a VR to this thing, send me the link and I'll put it up on there, so we have one place where we can go and find everybody's VRs and not have to hunt around or all over the place or possibly miss somebody's VR. So I encourage everybody to go ahead and get out there and get involved. Once I set up that that little link on the R-Syndicate website, I'll put that in the comments below as well. So thank you guys for listening. If you've put up with me for this long, I want to thank Rob for challenging me to this thing, and I hope to see a lot of you guys responding as well. So stay safe, be prepared, enjoy the rest of your weekend, spend some time with your families, and we'll see you guys around the YouTubes next week. Have a good one.